G'day, welcome back. Absolutely pouring rain outside. I'm in Newcastle, Australia, and I thought it'd be a great day to spend inside and listen to some Atmos music on Apple Music. These are albums that I've been listening to over the last probably 6 months or so. So I thought it time to sit down and give them a bit of a rating. We'll go if it's either good, bad, or ugly. Which back in the early days of Dolby Atmos music, I'm talking probably 2 years ago, there was probably a bigger share of ugly ones, whereas now it's good. So I'm glad to say that the ugly ones are very far and few in between, which is good. Most of them are rank extremely highly. So let's get stuck into it. Just before we start, I'll just fill you in on my system so you know what I'm listening on. It's not a soundbar, which I've noticed a lot of high-end reviewers are judging Dolby Atmos music on, which is completely not fair. Or that's a basic system with up-firing speakers, little speakers that sit on top of other speakers that fire the sound up and bounce off the ceiling. No, don't have them. So what I've got is, probably see just behind me here is one of the Magnipan front speakers. That's a Magnipan 0.7, so of course stereo pair of them. I've got two SBS ported 1000 subwoofers. I've got 4 overhead speakers, pretty much right above where the camera's sitting now. They're JBL in ceilings. I've got two rear speakers and one center speaker, which are Eagle speakers. They're actually large foldback speakers that come from a stage, so very high efficient. They're a 15-inch woofer with a horn tweeter. So yeah, and to match all that up, of course, I run an Integra 3.4 with Dirac Live, so that balances the whole system and gets it all sounding nice and plenty of room treatment. So I'm a big fan of room treatment. So I've got absorption panels on the wall behind us, diffusion panels behind us. You can probably see just right over there a diffuser panel just behind the speakers. So anyway, let's get stuck into it. Our first first album, I should say, we don't start off the best, is Nightwish Imaginarium. Been a big fan of this band ever since they started. But this is really, you can tell the band had no input in this at all, or it's just really a cookie cutter, I suppose they'd call it, or just a real basic Atmos mix. It's flat, no bass. So that's probably our first ugly one, unfortunately. So let's get that out of the way and move on. Next one. Right. Oh, there we go. We have Family Sister Sledge. Now, this is a Steve Wilson mix, so that theme will run pretty strongly throughout this video. This is definitely a good. As I said, really this type of music, this 70s funk soul stuff really lends itself well to Dolby Atmos. The bass guitar is just, magic. Really, really, really clear to hear it. So that's definitely good. I won't go into much detail about it. I'll just say if it's good or bad, and we'll just move on. Chicago's Best Of. Unfortunately, I had high hopes of this, so unfortunately I'm going to put this in the bad category. Not quite ugly, but bad, only because the bass is really lacking on it. This was the problem with the first batch of Atmos material on Apple Music, really lacking in the low end department. So I have this on Blu-ray, DTS Master 5.1, and it just kills it. This one, while the guitars and that mid-range and the highs are great, it's just that bass. And as soon as you take the bass out of a rock song, you've lost it. So bad one. Interview by Gentle Giant, another Stephen Wilson mix. So if you see Stephen Wilson in the title, click on it, bang, play, you know it's going to be great. This is that really avant-garde, proggy art music. So if you don't really like the music, then you mightn't get much out of it. But still, you should enjoy the Atmos mix of it all, because it's just so much going on. Because there's so much change in each song. 1 minute's a reggae song, 1 minute's a heavy rock song, 1 minute's an acoustic song. It's just always flying around the room. So definitely a good one there. We'll go across this way. Another Stephen Wilson mix, so you know it's going to be good. Tears for Fears the Hurting. This is sensational. I'll even put this up into the very good category. If you want to impress people with how an Atmos mix should sound, this is the one. All the hit songs off this are great. This is an album where you can just listen to it from start to finish. You know, most people just like to listen to the hit songs, but this one, from start to finish, superb. Steve Earle, Copperhead Road. I got this as being a good, and of course the bass has got really good bass in it. Yeah, so that's a really big sounding album, that one, and that's just really submerged you in it. You're sitting right in the middle. It's just all speakers are just going all the time. Donna Summer, Works Hard for the Money. This should have been really good, but unfortunately I've got this as a ugly / bad. I just grab your nose because I'm starting to lose my memory on this. But yeah, it's once again it's just lacking that bass. It's just not there. So yeah, so I can't give it that much of a score at all. So next up, we got Billy Idol. So yeah, Billy Idol. I got this class as a good. This is really good actually. Yeah, sometimes rock music doesn't lend itself too well with the Atmos because it can get a bit muddy and messy. But when you know when someone's taken the time to do a good mix, because they break it up, they break all the instruments up, so all the instruments just really stand out. Because you've got Stephen Stevens on guitar, who's one of the best guitarists in the world, and yeah, his guitars just pop out big time. So moving on up. Another Stephen Wilson one. So once again, you know it's going to be great. So this is definitely a good one. This is one of those 80s pop albums where there's a lot going on. It had good production from the start, so you know it's going to lend itself really well to Atmos music. So there's always something going on in the surrounds, in the heights, everywhere. Good bass, yep, definitely good. Talking Heads. This is the new Stop Making Sense live album. Now I don't really like live albums with Dolby Atmos when it's not video. If it's a video concert, Dolby Atmos, perfect. But yeah, because you really only get the crowd noise in the rear, and when you don't have something to look at, it sort of takes away a bit. But I still give it a good, because all the bass is there, the low end's there, and yeah, it still does sound really good. So now we'll go The Who, Lifehouse, The Who. Who's next? Another Stephen Wilson mix. That's great. So as soon as you put this on, just that first seconds of Bubba O'Reilly with the keyboards, just normally in a stereo mix, it's at the front, left and right. But this now it's on in the rears, and you think, oh, it's a bit weird, but it all makes sense when the grand piano kicks in. That kicks in big time at the front. You know, yeah, that's awesome. So from that moment onwards, just off on a ride. So Huey Lewis and the News. This one is good. This one is really good. This is a real showcase for your center speaker actually, because Huey's voice really comes through big time on the center. Yeah, that's just pretty much localized to center only. Then everything else is around you. Awesome stuff. So we're on a bit of a tear here. So Van Morrison Moondance. Now back when this came out, I was never a fan of Van Morrison. That's just my personal taste. But when I heard this on Dolby Atmos, wow, sensational. The song Moondance itself, yeah, you just think you're inside the studio with him, because you got the double bass, the piano, everything. His voice is just every speaker has its own little instrument. Oh, it's just awesome. Listen to it, please. Right, Ace of Base. Now you think this would be a good, but unfortunately it's a bad. You think with the name of Ace of Bass, it had plenty of bass, but ain't no bass, so that's just a bad. We'll just move on. Roxette. Now this is good. Only of course it's just got a massive sound to it, lots of bass. Just feels like it actually feels like you're in a rock concert actually, and it's not like a live recording, but it's just absolutely huge. So that's a good one. Earth, Wind and Fire. Now this is awesome. I've got previously I've got plenty of Earth, Wind and Fire on multi-channel SACD, and off it doesn't quite match that level, but it's pretty close. So to be able to just sit back and press play on your Apple TV straight for your system and have a Dolby Atmos song running, that's pretty cool. So that's definitely a thumbs up. Good. Elton John, Yellow Brick Road. This is probably one of those big reference sort of tracks. You've only really got to put on Candle in the Wind to realise how great this is. So that's definitely a thumbs up. Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual. This is actually probably one of my greatest albums actually that I like personally. Probably Time After Time is one of my favourite songs. So to hear that on Dolby Atmos, I've heard it on Dolby Digital 5.1 on her video compilation. So I've been waiting for this to come out for a long time, and that's pretty good stuff. So that's got the bass. The bass is there, which is very important for that type of song because it starts off as a slightly acoustic, then the bass kicks in. So I'm glad to say that's definitely good. Except for one track, Money Changed Everything. That's really, I don't know what they've done there, but it's just a really harsh sounding song. So apart from that, that's a good. Simple Minds, New Gold Dream. Now it's another live one. I'm going to actually call this one a bad, unfortunately, because I've got a similar. It's not quite exactly this, but I've got one on Blu-ray video, which sounds incredible. It's an acoustic one, and that's one of my best Blu-ray concert videos. But this is very uninspiring. It does lack that bass. It does lack that big bombastic sound that they're known for. So unfortunately, we've got to give that a bad. Now we move on to Rage Against the Machine. Now I was never been a big fan of this back when it came out. Never really been a big fan of that really rap rock sort of style. And plus the vulgarity of the swearing in it, basically, I'm trying to say. So a lot of swearing in it, and it's not very nice at all. But this is probably the best Dolby Atmos rock, or any type, I suppose. So probably the best Dolby Atmos album out there at the moment. This will just blow your head off. I've listened to this from back to front probably about 4 times already. I'm going to do it a few more times again today. Just don't have it up too loud when the family's around, because they might end up calling the cops. But it is an absolutely fantastic Dolby Atmos mix, and one that everything else should live up to, really. So so there you go. There's a bit of a snapshot of probably the last 6 months of my Dolby Atmos listening experiences. Happy you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping to do a few more of these as time goes on, and a lot more releases are starting to pop up. So please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if you like it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.